Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
I love it when we have adults that ask questions or ask questions on behalf of adults. And so this is a great one that I want to talk about. That they want to know, with all the things going on in the world right now, there's a lot of scary events. How can people on the spectrum handle them and not get scared? And for those of you who are on the spectrum, I think this will be interesting to you. But for those of us who have people that we love on the spectrum, knowing how to support them when scary things happen is a really useful task.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I have to say that, I mean, I'm not going to have a great answer for this because I think that everyone experiences a certain level of fear when things happen in the world. I mean, this morning, early in the morning, as I was just turning on the TV to start my workout, I heard about the shooting that just occurred in San Jose, California. It's another mass shooting. And these are the things that are extremely scary. And there's no question that, whether you're an adult on the spectrum or just an adult or a teen or a child, or, we're going to have different levels of fear about this. And I think when you have fear, all you can do is hope that those around you may give you support. I mean, there's two. One is that with the passage of time, we forget about most of these things, right? We've had horrible shootings in the past, and if the fear has now dissipated, right? There was a time a couple of years ago when it was almost every week there was something horrible going on. I guess that is, I guess if you look at it from the perspective of, did COVID produce any positive results? That's one of them, right? We were all home, so these types of horrible things were less. Unfortunately, it is very true that now that we're going back to regular life, a few things are going to come back that were not so pleasant. One of those is these horrible things that happen. And all we can do is just give each other support and tell each other that it's, there are those who are dealing with it. This will not always be the case. Just try to be cautious to all the things that for instance, don't go into unsafe locations, although most of these mass shootings are unpredictable and you can't really do anything about it. But honestly, and I appreciate Parker writing all of this here, and he's written a few other really good comments for us this morning as well. But I just want to let you know, it kind of shakes us all up the same. We all kind of get really tight about these things. And I think for me personally, and Shannon, you can also maybe address this, but for me, I think I just have a very strong faith in sort of God and the universe. And I try to calm myself by saying, we will get through this too, first of all. And secondly, I have a very strong belief that the universe is the way it's supposed to be. Things are the way they are, and that is perfect. And so when bad things happen, I just let them happen because it's part of what is intended for all of us to experience and learn from. And it's just really sad. It's very, very sad. And my heart goes out to all those families who are suffering today.
Yes, I did not know. I was in other meetings this morning, so I did not know. That's horrifying. I just want to add to that I'm an adult who was diagnosed with a panic disorder because I was having panic attacks. And I talk about it, on the show. I never want to, talk about it endlessly, but I got to a point where I was having great trouble leaving my home. And in many cases couldn't leave my home. If I stepped outside, I had to come back in. And the help that I got for that, because I'm somebody who is very reactive to medication. I'm not a good person. Taking a Tylenol is like a whole big thing for me because I have allergic reactions to so many things. So I went to doctors and said, what can I do? Because I was feeling very overwhelmed. And by the way, this was at a period of time where my son had been diagnosed with autism and we were facing a lot. And I was having a hard time with everything, with literally everything. And doctors wanted to prescribe Valium or something that would numb me out. And then friends were saying, have a drink. It'll all be better if you have a drink. And I was like, wow, I have to be able to be there for my kid. I can't tune him out. He's full-time 24/7. So I didn't see how any of these solutions worked. But finally somebody told me cognitive behavioral therapy.
Mhm.
And I did cognitive behavioral therapy, and it helped me, and it still helps me. That it's a whole way of thinking my way through my thoughts. So
Yeah.
that when I start, I now can sense. It's funny, we had Alex Plank on the show on Friday, Dr. Grant Pichet, and he has an assistance dog that is trained to notice his heart rate and when he's perspiring. And he said, sometimes I feel like I'm okay and everything is fine, and the dog will say, give the signal, you're starting to escalate. And that
Amazing.
he in the past thought, I think the dog is wrong, but then would always find out that the dog is never wrong, that he
Yeah.
was starting to escalate, and that it helps him to stop. Now, I was trained for myself without a dog to notice the signs, and what to do at every point along the way. So if I'm activated at a 2, there are things I can do to get myself to a 1. If I missed it and I'm at a 4, to get myself to a 2. And if I'm at a 10, what are the things that I need to do to get myself, and I've not shared this on the show, but I went and got my vaccine. And because I'm somebody who has anaphylaxis and
Mhm.
has passed out and had to be resuscitated, like, it was a big deal for me to go and get the shot. I was worried I would have an allergic reaction, had to talk it through with my doctor. And when I was there for the second shot the other day, boy, I was really activated. And what did I do? I put my headphones in and I McConaughey'd.
Oh, great.
And I was fine because that's a thing that makes me relax, right? So I think, finding the things that work for you and the thought process that works for you, and helping the person in your life because my poor husband, who's been around me when I start to have a panic attack, had to learn some things to do, like not to bombard me with questions while I'm having a panic attack, or escalating, but to give me some space. But that's me. Everybody's a little bit different. But I think that's really helpful. And I know you've recommended cognitive behavioral therapy before, Dr. Grant
Yeah.
Pichet, but
Yes.
but it's not right for everyone, correct?
No, I mean, people depend on different things, and we have different things that work for us. Some people are going to actually choose medication over therapy, which is totally fine as well. You basically find what works for you and you go that way, right? So you can be dealing with CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. You can have medications like Valium, Xanax. There are many other medications that help with this. You can go through behavioral therapy where you are working on reducing your panic attacks or your anxiety, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of different, you could just see a psychologist on an ongoing basis and talk about your issues and, look at where what the background is and what's causing them and so on. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do, and absolutely, Shannon. Forgive me to the audience for not bringing that up, but certainly, if you're feeling to the point where you have anxieties or issues around anything that's going on, definitely therapy of some type, or even psychiatric treatment, which is medication, is definitely the way to go.
There we go. So I hope some of that is of help to somebody out there. I'm saying hello to a whole bunch of people. Miranda and Nava. So thrilled that you're here with us, Nava. And Nazra. I'm loving these names. Samra Wheat. So glad that you're here. Lucy. We're going to get to as many of these questions as we can. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.